Welcome to DroneCamp, everybody. My name is Maggie Kelly. I'm Director of the Informatics and GIS program at UCANR's Division of Ag and Natural Resources. I'm also a professor and cooperative extension specialist based at UC Berkeley. And at my core, I'm a lover of all things maps and mapping, which is why I'm thrilled to be with you here to kick off this exciting week. We've got a lot of great content for you and terrific workshops. We also have a lot of sponsors that we should acknowledge. They're here across the bottom. This has really been an effort from a lot of different organizations and individuals, and you'll be able to meet all of them through the next 4 days. But before we start the program, I did want to say just a few words about the situation that we find ourselves in. We're meeting here virtually, which is wonderful, being able to meet so many of you virtually. And we're meeting really in a new world. We're experiencing the COVID pandemic and the uncertainty that that has brought to all of our lives. And we're witnessing and participating in protests about systemic institutional racism in the United States. This is a strange time, it's a tough time, and perhaps in some ways it's a hopeful time. But we're all here in DroneMap because we love mapping. And I don't have to remind you all about how mapping has been used in both of these movements that we're experiencing right now as a force for good. We've seen the excellent efforts that mapping has played in the COVID pandemic, and looking at all these data dashboards and watching how the disease is moving has been really quite informative. And mapping has also been used to shine a light on the inequities in our societies. We've seen maps showing old redlining cases or food deserts or highlighting areas that need investment. So mapping technology can really be a force for good. And that's what we want to make sure we're keeping in our mind as we move through DroneCamp. But despite this, the geotech world is really not a very diverse one. You'll see this from our speakers. We're trying to do better. And to that regard, we have an open community forum document that we'll talk about as we move through these workshops. And that's there for you to contribute ideas, resources, thoughts, questions, but also we've added a component there that talks about supporting people of color in the tech world, and particularly in the map tech world. So please contribute to that, and I'll follow up with those that section of the forum in depth. So with all that said, in spirit of this positivity and togetherness, I'd like to kick this DroneCamp off and to continue working towards mapping for good. So I'm going to move on to telling you a little bit about DroneCamp and who we are. This is the Informatics and GIS team. This is the group out of UC Division of Ag and Natural Resources that started DroneCamp 4 years ago. These are the people who have put this together, and I'm going to show you in the next slide some of our partners in this endeavor. As I said at the beginning, it's really been a terrific group effort. But myself, Andy, Sean, Shane, Robert, Annie, and Chippy, you're all going to get to know all of these people. They'll all be contributing to workshops and helping you as you work with your drone curriculum. We also have a really terrific and increasingly strong and growing network of collaborators around California and around the nation who are going to be instructors. And these are top experts in their field, and it's really a thrill that they're here imparting their wisdom and experience around all things drone. So who you are. So we've done a few surveys, as you know, many of you have contributed. We collected information about you in the registration process, and I put a link in the chat window that shows as you have been registering, where you're coming from, what your titles are, sort of information about you. So it's an ongoing, updated, interactive site that you can find out more information about yourself. We also sent out a registration survey to collect information about what's your background in flying, or what are the applications you're interested in using drones for, or what are your goals? And I'll share a little bit of those results now. So who you are, this is from our registration survey. There's a fair number of you who come from education and research, a lot of students, undergrads and grads. We've got a fair number of faculty and research scientists. We also have folks who are analysts working in private industry and in government. We have teachers, engineers. We have a real range of expertise and types of people who are interested in drones, which is what we're seeing as the drone industry grows. You're also, interestingly, about half of you are pretty new getting started with drones, with either no experience or just flown a few times. Some of you, about 15%, have flown for recreation. Some more have flown for photography. And about 20% of you have done drone missions for acquiring mapping data. So we really hope to get that 50% of you that has little experience out there safely gathering more experience. Your application areas are also very diverse. There's a bit of a emphasis on the natural resources. A lot of you are interested in natural areas and conservation. There's a big chunk of you who are interested in agriculture. But across the board, we have people interested in all aspects, really, including urban and real estate and construction and facilities inspection, as well as some of the natural resources applications. And we also asked you what your goals were in attending DroneCamp, and I've sort of distilled these down into some big bins, and a lot of you are here just sort of to learn. I just want to know, what is this, what is this new field like? The majority of you, the bulk of you, are really interested in specific software. You're interested in data processing, heavy emphasis on the data processing answer. A big chunk of you are interested in research. Many of you are very interested in the complete workflow from mission planning to creating products. Another significant chunk of you are interested in getting your license or interested in really understanding the regulatory framework around drones. And many of you are just here to get new connections and to network. And some of you are also doing this for credit, which we love. So thank you all, students who are here doing your coursework. We love having you here. So a little bit about the history. This is the 4th time we've done this. We started in 2017. We were based at Davis, pretty small group, about 40 attendees. It was over 3 days. We had lectures and workshops and some flight practice in the Davis heat and a hardware showcase. In 2018, we moved to San Diego. We had a few more attendees. We went to 4 days. We had lectures and workshops. We had some flight practice, hardware showcase, and a field trip to a sort of neighboring drone research lab. In 2019, we were in Monterey Bay and Fort Ord. We had 70 attendees, 4 days, some concurrent workshops, some really cool advanced flight planning, hardware showcase. We co-listed with the DART Symposium in Monterey, and there was actual camping at Fort Ord. So it really was drone camp, which was a nice addition. And of course, this year it's completely changed. It's virtual. There's nearly 350 of you. It's 4 days lectures and concurrent workshops. We're not able to do any of the flight practice, but we've really grown in terms of outreach to you and this network of instructors that we're really quite proud of. Just some shots from previous years. These are some shots from our drone practices and some of the previous years, and I draw your attention to this little graphic that one of our attendees sent us after drone flight practice. This is her heart rate monitor, and here she circled how she felt when she first let the drone loose. So we recognize that it can be a bit nerve-wracking practice, but that's why you practice, and you practice safe behaviors, and you do so within the regulatory framework that we have here. So with that, we're going to kick it off. This is DroneCamp 2020. It's online. Sean and Andy are going to take it from me here.